I'm going again.
His biggest strength is his greatest weakness. He's always climbing.
Climbing, look, these are feet. And in climbing, feet are so important. It takes up mostly all your weight, especially when you first begin. And it's good to build up good foot habits to make your climbing career excellent. In this video, we're gonna go over a bunch of foot technique stuff. Let's go. When we're placing the foot on the hose, there's a general yes zone and a no zone. The no zone is all of that. Don't ever really put that on foot hose. That's just awful. I'll let you know why in a bit. What we do wanna focus on is this area right here, this sweet spot where you want to focus all your weight. Let's explain why. If we use the middle of the foot to try to put it on a foothold, here's what happens. Awful. Disgusting. We can't move our body, and if we do, the slippage is so high up there. But if we apply the toe area, oh, look at that. It has the ability to twist and turn, and I could apply force downwards with confidence. And you might be thinking, well, that's because the foothold is small. Well, even using a big wombo foothold, like say this bad is a boy, if I put the inside of my feet on it, that hurts my soul. I can't twist. I can't really push. And if I try too hard, it's gonna slip. But with the toe, regardless of the size of the foothold, you still get all the same characteristics as on the small one. I can still twist, I can still apply pressure onto the hold, and it's a lot more comfortable, a lot more liberating. I cannot stress how important it is to climb on your toes and not the middle. So remember, toes. In addition to toes, we have something known as the heel. Let's talk about it. Heel hooking has a slight few variations of how you can go about it. First way, straight on downwards like this, and then you kind of pull in this direction. Now you could do it with dorsiflexion like that, or you could do it with plantar flexion like that, in which case the bottom of the heel catches the hole better. Dorsiflexion is more of a little bit more hamstring intensive. Either or works just fine. The other way is open hips, where instead of the toe pointing towards the wall, you're basically whopping all the way out like that. Same thing applies. You could either do it dorsiflexion, where the toes pull towards you. It won't be this much, it's just nipple. Or plantar flexion like that, and you're cranking. Some people say that plantar flexion is better for heel hooking because this creates a literal hook, while others say dorsiflexion is better because it's easier to use the hamstrings to crank onto the hold. They all work, just do the one you like. Just a little bit of a tip when you do your heel hooks. It's often too easy to just place it on and forget about the heel, but we really do want to be active as we pull down it. So right there, that's a little bit passive, but we do want to have it engaged like so for you to feel the muscles and the good old tendons working. Therefore, there's actual weight on the heel as opposed to it just being totally relaxed. Not to say there's anything wrong with a totally relaxed heel, it's to say it should only be relaxed intentionally. But when you're actually using it, it should be more or less kind of active. And let's not forget that the heel is more or less like the hand, where as long as you could use it, you could use it. Here's what I mean. This is vertical, correct? Correct. But you can definitely heel it. In order to heel it, you just place it on, apply some pressure, and what that does is gonna allow you to drag your body over. Next thing we're gonna talk about is toe hooks. Just like that, look at that toe hook. The thing about toe hooks is having toe rubber helps tremendously. Unlike with heel hooks where you could do it either dorsiflex or plantar flex, most toe hooks, nigh on almost all of them, only work if you actively dorsiflex. If you couldn't guess the reason why, it's because when you dorsiflex, there's active tension going on. And if you decide to plantar flex, you fall. When you toe hook, it may just be a tibialis exercise. However, if you try to actually pull your knee in, try to add a little bit of a pulling sensation using your leg muscles, that will increase the power of the toe hook. Sometimes it is useful, but for most toe hooks, it's almost done passively, almost as if you're just laying away on it and reaching. You see, toe hooks can be done on nice big wombo underclings like so. They can be done to the side of your body like that, and yes, but of course, they can also be done above your head Like so. Woo! Toe hooks can also be done on the inside of your body like that. All in all, toe hooks and heel hooks will become a mainstay in your climbing journey. Some people, like me, prefer heel hooks. Other people, typically taller people, prefer toe hooks. But what happens when you combine them together? We get something known as a bicycle. Basically, a bicycle is simply when you take both feet, and compress or hold together like that. It could be toes, it could be heel, it could be, heel and heel. Point is, you're crushing something between your feet. This is useful for many of various things. For example, oh, toe, I need some stability. Bam, bicycle. Oh no, I need stability. What? Bam, bicycle. But a bicycle doesn't only have to be used on the same hold. Oh no, I need stability. What? Bam, bicycle using 2 faraway holds. But wait, there's more. Even when the hold is kind of miniature, bicycles can still prove to be very useful in establishing stability. In addition to all that, we have something called cams. A cam is basically where you take your foot and you wedge it between 2 holds. Let's go over the examples. A cam just doesn't have to be between 2 holds. It can be between the hold and the wall. Like so, by placing a heel, you now have register on the heel part, and then by twisting it into the wall, you now create this torquing action, which brings you closer to the wall and makes your foot more solid. Of course, that particular skill right there doesn't always apply for all situations, just particular one. Using these 2 holds, I can go ahead and place my foot in between them and then cam it in like that. If you notice, I'm simply using the mid of my foot and the top of my toe, and I'm just cranking downwards in order to acquire register. Cams are just all about shoving your feet in between 2 things and making sure it stays there with some form of force. For example, this slot can be used for a toe cam. By simply shoving your toe in there, you notice it sticks. Something useful is that when you're toe camming, is you actively want to either turn your foot inwards, which will increase the friction because one force goes up and one goes down. Stability, nice. Or in the inverse direction where you turn it outwards. Same thing applies, but the point is we're now acting an active way of force to make sure that the foot sticks even more. That same way of thinking applies to all forms of cams. As long as your foot is in there and then you torque it in whichever direction best fits the hose, your foot will stay there a lot easier, giving you kind of like this really big foothold that's based off of 2 points of contact, at least 2 points of contact. Footwork technique is one of those things where your shoes does play a very heavy role in this. You might find that you can't heel hook until you switch to a different shoe, or you can't toe hook until you switch to a different shoe. It's not uncommon to be totally useless if your shoe is totally bad, but even with all that being said, you should still try your very best given the material that you have at hand. And so I hope that you can see that with the power of accurate feet, the ability to heel hook, the ability to toe hook, and combine the 2, you can improve your climbing possibility prowess by quite a bit. And if you like what you saw, I make videos like this every single day. If you subscribe, it helps me help you, and I'll see you next time.